Girl accidentally knocked down the single millionaire CEO, but unexpectedly, he fell for her at first sight. It was raining the way it only rains in New York when the sky seems to be emptying its sorrow on the city. Umbrellas bobbed like black petals across the sidewalks, and cabs sprayed arcs of cold water with every sharp turn. Amidst this chaos, Emily Green clutched a paper bag close to her chest. Her manager at the bookstore had given her some old paperbacks, her only comfort after being denied overtime pay again. Emily wasn't in a rush until she was. She glanced at her phone, saw her sister's message, "Meds ran out. Can you grab them today?" Sorry, her heart clenched. Sophie, her younger sister, had been fighting an autoimmune condition for years now. Emily, 26, had become mother, nurse, and friend in one. She tightened her coat, hurried across the crosswalk near 42nd and Lexington, and slammed straight into a man. The bag of books exploded across the wet concrete. The man stumbled backward and landed squarely on the sidewalk with an undignified thud. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Emily gasped, kneeling, hair sticking to her cheeks. The man groaned and looked up, blinking through the drizzle. He wasn't just any man. His suit, though now wet and creased, had a sheen that whispered money. His watch gleamed. His shoes, Italian leather, ruined. Emily froze. He sat up slowly, rubbing his elbow. "I've been hit by a hurricane." Her cheeks burned. "I didn't see you." My sister, she needs medication," and she looked around. Her books were soaking. "This is a disaster." The man's gaze softened. There was humor hiding in his eyes. "Well, you certainly made an impression." She helped him up. And that's when something shifted. He looked at her, not like most men did. Not with judgment or pity or impatience. He looked curious. She was soaked, her coat threadbare. Her shoes had holes. But her eyes were fierce. Alive. He was captivated. "Let me help you," he offered, brushing himself off. Emily stepped back. "No offense, but I've seen this movie before. You're rich. I'm broke. You're probably about to offer me $100 bill and walk away." He tilted his head. "I wasn't. I was going to offer you a ride. And maybe dinner. Not as a rich guy. Just as a guy who's never been knocked down in his own city." She almost laughed. Almost. Instead, she stared. "You serious?" He nodded. "Why?" He smiled, genuinely. "Because you're the most honest thing I've run into today." Literally. His name was Jackson Hale. Yes, that Jackson Hale. CEO of Hale Tech, the software company that powered half the nation's public services. Billionaire. Philanthropist. Recluse. She didn't recognize him until they sat at a modest Thai diner, her pick, and a waitress nearly fainted when she saw him. "You're him," she whispered. Emily stared. "You're famous." He grinned sheepishly. "Only on Forbes lists." "You didn't know?" "No," she said flatly, sipping her soup. "I don't Google men I knock over." That made him laugh, a deep, unfiltered kind of laugh he hadn't felt in years. They talked for hours. About books. About her sister. About how hard it was to be poor in a city so rich. He listened like it mattered. She left with a cab fare in her pocket, and nothing more. He didn't ask for her number. She didn't offer it. Still, he found her again. 2 days later, she walked into the bookstore and saw a bouquet of wildflowers on the counter with a note, "I found a copy of the book you were talking about. Would love to bring it by. Jackson." Her co-workers buzzed. She pretended to roll her eyes. But inside, something fluttered. Jackson didn't sweep her off her feet. He walked beside her. To doctor appointments with Sophie. To grocery stores where coupons mattered. To coffee shops where they shared one drink instead of two. And slowly, the city became softer. One evening, Sophie had a seizure. Emily broke down in the ER waiting room. Jackson held her. "I'm tired of pretending I'm strong," she whispered. "I'm always one bill away from breaking." He didn't say a word. Just held her tighter. The next day, a woman arrived at their apartment, a private nurse. Fully paid. Anonymous donation. Emily knew. She went to Jackson's office, eyes full of tears. "I didn't ask for charity." "It's not charity," he said gently. "It's love. Even if you're not ready for that word yet." She sat down, silent. "You taught me something," he continued. "You have nothing, but you give everything. I've had everything, but never felt full. Until you." Months passed. Sophie stabilized. Emily's bookstore began hosting local author events, sponsored quietly by Hailtech. Emily never asked for a ring or a mansion. She only asked for truth. One morning, Jackson brought her to the rooftop of his building. The skyline stretched behind them. "You once knocked me down," he said, holding her hand. "But what I never told you is, I didn't fall because I hit the ground. I fell because I saw you." She blinked, breathless. "I love you, Emily. Not for what you have. For who you are. Will you marry me?" Tears welled in her eyes. Not because of daring. But because she finally believed someone saw her worth without needing her to prove it. Epilogue. They didn't throw a lavish wedding. Just a rooftop, fairy lights, and Sophie smiling wide. People often asked, "How did it all begin?" Jackson would laugh. "She knocked me over." Emily would smile. And he never got back up. Message. Sometimes, love doesn't arrive in perfect moments, it crashes into you, messy and unexpected. But when it's grounded in kindness, humility, and truth, it has the power to not only change lives, but to heal hearts, too.